Hey everybody, I am your girl Kiki Soto and welcome back to Urban Girl Gardening. Happy New Year first of all. We have made it to 2021. 2020 is over and hopefully it will get better. And what better way to start the new year than with a yummy, yummy grow it, cook it, eat it segment. Today we are going to be using spaghetti squash. Spaghetti squash is a winter squash, although it is grown in the summer. Squashes of these sorts, like acorn squash, spaghetti squash, butternut squash, your delicatas, your honey nuts, those type of squashes are all considered winter squashes, even though they are grown in the summertime because they have great winter storage. Here it is January, and I still have spaghetti squash. So I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite recipes. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, and pretty darn healthy too. But before we get into that, I would love for you guys to take a second, like, subscribe, share. I know you're going to like the recipe. You're going to want to share it anyway. And then comment. Let's talk about it. Okay? All right. Let's get into it. Today we will be making this delicious garlic, mushroom, and herb spaghetti squash. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is wash your squash. So I'm going to head over and get that done. Alright, she is washed, and although she is bruised, she is still beautiful. Just like the rest of us, but also edible. The first thing we're going to want to do is cut our beauty in half lengthwise. This may take a little muscle. It will most definitely take a little muscle. Just chop the top off. But if you wanted an easier way to cut your squash, you could pop it into the microwave for 15 minutes or into a preheated oven for 15 minutes and soften up the skin. But I am not of the patient persuasion. So I got her open. We're going to get the seeds out. Of course I'm going to save the seeds. And then we're going to spread her out on my parchment lined baking sheet. I see that there. And she will be going into the oven for 1 hour at 350 degrees. Alright, so my squash is cleaned, cut in half, and this is going to go into the oven, like I said, at 350 for 1 hour. We're going to soften this up and scrape the insides out. And if you've used spaghetti squash before, you know that usually when you scrape the insides, they come out in like a noodle-like texture, and it is substituted for noodles. Most commonly, I've seen this dish made as substitute pasta sauce, but that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing, guys. We are making a delicious garlicky mushroom herb spaghetti squash appetizer slash entree. It'll probably start as an appetizer and as an entree because it's so damn good. You don't want more. But anyway, in the oven this goes at 350 for an hour, and then we'll move on. Okay, so our spaghetti squash is out of the oven. We're gonna let these guys cool for a few minutes while we work on the next step. So here I have some chopped mushrooms and some chopped garlic. The garlic is about 3 cloves chopped, and the mushrooms is just a little quart container of mushrooms, and I used about half. They're just regular sliced mushrooms from the grocery store. And I used about half, and then here I have some extra virgin olive oil heating up in my pan. So my pan is heated here. I have it on between 4 and 5 on the stove. Got the olive oil going, and I'm going to add my chopped garlic and mushrooms all in at the same time. Oh, it smells so good already. So good. And we're just going to saute these. So while our mushrooms and garlic are going, we are going to scrape the inside of our spaghetti squash. And as you can see, it looks like noodles. Just gonna scrape. I'm gonna remember to keep sauteing and moving this around because we don't want our garlic to burn. And actually, I'm gonna cut that down to about a 4 now. Come over and take the other half. And just scrape all that goodness right out. Go. And this is why it's called spaghetti squash. Now guys, I'm going to take my spaghetti squash and I am going to add it in right with the mushrooms and the garlic. And that smells so good. So next, of course, you want to add your seasonings. And I'm going to add some kosher salt. I'm going to add some black pepper. I'm going to add some parsley. This is parsley from my garden that I dried. I dehydrated. So I added my parsley. Going to add my thyme. I also dehydrated and saved because you know we gotta preserve. We're growing it. That means we want to use it, right? And then lastly, onion powder, which I also dried in my dehydrator. And then I grind it up. I'm just going to continue to give this a nice saute. Oh, and it smells so good, guys. So good. Look at that. So we are plated up, and now at this point you could add your Parmesan, your mozzarella, any kind of cheese that you wanted to. But I have, I'll show you guys here, I have this hot crispy oil that was gifted to me over the holidays, and I love stuff like this. So as you can see, it has crispy garlic, shallots, and hot chili peppers, and it's an olive oil and soybean oil blend. We are heading into veganism, or at least putting our foot in the door, trying it out. So I'm not going to add any cheese, but I am going to add some of this hot chili oil for just a little bit of crunch and to crank up the spice. We're pescatarian now, well, at least the females are. The men, they like their steaks. But we are trying our hand at veganism, so you guys will get a lot of plant-friendly and vegan-friendly recipes. Alright, let's give it a taste. Oh my god. It's like so delicious. And there's layers to this, guys. Like, first you get that subtle mellow sweetness of the spaghetti squash, And then you get, that meaty earthiness of the mushrooms. Oh my God. And then that little bit of spice, but like mellow kind of spiciness from the garlic, and of course the delicious crunch with the crispy garlic and the shallots. If you guys can find something like that locally, top it off. It's delicious. Well, I'm gonna finish this, and I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Happy New Year again. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share. Follow me on Instagram at Urban Girl Gardening. Head over to Facebook, join my Facebook group, Urban Girl Gardening. And then, you know, if you guys want to chat, you can always shoot me an email at theurbangirlgardening@gmail.com. Okay? Enjoy, guys. Learn with me, grow with me. Cook with me and eat with me too. Thank you for being here. Bye.